So on behalf of the Wharton School, I welcome you here today. We're thrilled to be here. As Marta said, Jenny and I have been talking about various ways to work together and have done so over the years, but this is really a culmination. We're thrilled to have you all here.
There are ways to...
He did use continually.
Service,
Marketers to see.
Almost a negative view.
Do you, as a senior marketer in your organization, feel challenged or empowered? And what's the nexus of the two?
Well, I think it's a combination of being both challenged and empowered. I think on the one hand, what's very exciting, I think we've entered a new golden age of marketing because we have more tools now to communicate and connect with consumers than we've ever had before. I think the challenge is all of these devices, as they've proliferated, have created a sea of data. And connecting all those data points and trying to understand how we can derive insights from those data points, I think is the challenge all marketers are going to have going forward.
Marketing activity is about a $500 billion activity in the US alone. And according to various estimations, one most recently from McKinsey, is that it accounts for 15% of the GDP. So you people right here, you're the engines of growth and progress in America. So certainly hope you do your job as well.
It's all on you.
It's all on you, exactly.
Our brands and our businesses tend to be a little bit recession-proof, so it's given us the confidence to really keep the foot on the gas and drive that growth. Obviously, there's new means of distribution and new channels, but if you spend too much time focusing on the technology and the channel and you lose sight of the content, you lose.
You can imagine we think of advertising very broadly. We've redefined it, not just in the very narrow way of thinking about it as we have in the past, but with the revolution that has happened in our industry. It's really all the touch points that a brand has with its audience and the way that society is impacted as a result of that.
When we think about the marketing function that I'm responsible for, we have 4 pillars that we talk about: listen, laugh, learn, and love. And so all of the marketing functions that we have are broadly based around those four activities and trying to portfolio manage against those 4 attributes.
As a brand, we can talk about how great we are at Cathay Pacific, and that's what we do. But having talked to our own customers and hearing what they say about Cathay Pacific, I think is a much deeper, richer story.
Because in truth, really doesn't the O in CMO probably stand for optimist rather than officer? Because if the CMO is not the optimist inside the organization today, who is?
What we really have to be able to do is if we want to deliver at least a coordinated or ideally integrated message, story, experience to the consumer, has to be through all touch points. That's almost impossible to do because each one of these touch points is a separate silo. Many of you don't have control over sales or the product design or the service, the point that Peter mentioned here, or the call center. How are you trying to deal with this?
If the product doesn't deliver, you don't get the repeat.
I'm opting in for the content that I want to see and only the content I want to see based on my preference. So I think mass permission is going to be something that will be really interesting to try to solve for.
You know where the sauce ones are, I think.
This was immensely gratifying for all of us at Forbes, and the insights and new way of looking at the world that Jerry and Kathy helped us accomplish here last evening and day. So again, thank you all for coming, and safe travel.